Good evening, guys. This is Leffernan doing another video for you. I've taken a lot of the different comments that you guys have been telling me as far as like, hey, can you do a screen capture? Can you do a microphone and all that kind of stuff? So these videos are going to be a little bit different than the way that I've done it in the past. Hopefully they're a little bit better. With that being said, I'm going to basically make these videos nice and short. We're going to do a lot of them very quickly and everything just to be able to get out the information. So please strap on. If you haven't subscribed, try and subscribe. All right, this video is the most important video I think I've done yet because it illustrated a very important point when I was going through and trying to get G9 on my Beowulf account. Okay, so in order to get G9, imagine it this way. Every single time that you go from one guardsman level to the next, you are going to have to get 10 times the amount of valor points. Now, when you're at a lower level, if you're trying to do 10 times the amount, the mercs are also increasing in their hit power because they're elevating as you elevate. But once you get to a certain level, like G8, G9, the mercs are no longer 2 levels above you. So they stop increasing in the amount of what they're basically giving you, unfortunately. So it makes it that you can basically count on a 5 times multiple on your spending when it comes down to trying to get the higher levels. If you were to do everything the exact same, like, okay, I'm going to devote 1 day to like Arachne or Ragnarok and everything, I'm just going to bang it on out. You're going to have to spend 5 times the amount of money on mercs that you would have done on the previous level. So, good way of looking at it. I spent roughly $2,000 in order to go from G7 to G8. Now, you can do this in a good clan, like a real, really good clan, and it will take you maybe 500 to $1,000 or whatever. It's still going to cost you some money unless you really want to take your really sweet time with it, like months and months. But in order to accelerate it and everything, if you have a really good clan, you can spend silver on trying to just do guardsmen and just like let them die, guardsmen let them die, guardsmen let them die, and just send wave after wave where you're not reviving them. If you're in a bad clan, you're having to spend in order to basically get merc package and revive them and revive them, and it's much more expensive. So, how this affected me was when I went to do my Beowulf account and try and get it up to G9, it basically was like, oh, okay, well, you spent $2,000 on trying to get G8. And I was thinking, okay, my hitting power is going to also elevate. So I might be able to get it to where I could do probably G9 for like $4,000 or $5,000. I was hoping for less. But I'm like adding in enchantments. I'm adding in everything else that you could possibly think of. And I'm going to show you guys the account and everything just so you can get a decent idea of it. But when we're looking at my account for Beowulf and everything, you notice that I'm at like level 224 for my hero. So decent level. I'd still have to gain some more. I think you have to be like 250 in order to get G9 or whatever. But my buildings were getting there. I was at like level 44 for my academy, level 44 for my capital. I was getting there. I had the building resources, I had the speed ups, and all that kind of stuff. The problem was that when I was doing my attacks, so I'm going to pull up a journal real quick. So I'll show you. Next. Okay, not that. Okay, so here comes Arachne. Do a little Hellforge or whatever. Okay, so when I'm doing Arachne and everything, and I'm hitting for 132, I was hitting like 165 billion and everything. It was to where it was like, it was a good hit, but it wasn't a great hit. And that's what I was getting also on my G7 and G8. But my G8 to G9, it wasn't really doing any difference. I actually had it to where when I was attacking with monsters, I was doing less damage than if I was attacking with just the mercs, which was horrible. I'm like, you send more troops, you're expecting more valor and everything out of it, and it is like, no. I have no idea why. I'm sure that somebody with more experience than me can go through and answer this. However, yeah, once I got to like $1,000 in, and I started to really look at the reports and everything else, also looking at my Valor gains, and I'm just like, oh crap, I'm at 12 trillion in, which is great and everything. If you're going for G8, that would be all of G8 right there. But if we're talking a times 10 multiple and everything, I need basically 94 trillion in order to crack the very first one on G9. So then at that point and everything, if I'm 12 trillion in and then I'm going through and like, all right, well, I've already spent over $1,000 and everything. Let's see, we have to do the math. Roughly times 7. So therefore, I would have to go through and spend about $7,000 to $8,000 bare minimum in order for me to go from my G8 to G9 because of the clan that I was in. Don't get me wrong, they're nice people. Like, I have nothing against them and everything, but they just aren't high speed enough. And so we're going to go through and talk about like what exactly is high speed, what is good, what's bad, all this other kind of stuff. So one of these things that everybody should basically go through and do, and you can determine this on whether or not it's your clan or somebody else's clan or whatever, is you need to look at the rankings. So I know that there are some people that they look at these rankings all the time, and I'm just like, dear gosh, guys, do you have anything better to do with your time? But clan ranking by kingdom, the best one in the Beowulf Kingdom is SFC. OST is also really good, and then NWO is pretty darn good and everything. But look at the gap difference in wealth. In wealth, that means how many chests are they opening up? The SFC group is opening up 3.2 billion chests so far. Your OST is opening up 3 billion chests so far. So that is a huge drop off all the way down to like 300 million. And then you go down to like the other ones, then it's just like, dear gosh. The one that I'm in, MMM, is 153 million. It gives you an idea of like the difference in between somebody that's sitting in SFC versus somebody that's sitting in MMM or any of these other ones as far as how good are they. And it's not like, oh, you suck or anything. It's just like you got to adjust your expectation depending upon what clan you're in. So I went through and I prepared a document and everything. Unfortunately, I can't do with the screen capture to where I really show it to you, but I can walk you through it. If we're talking purely in a kingdom of 500, like which is a closed kingdom and everything is strictly for this Beowulf thing, these would be tier 1 level clans. You got your SFC and you got your OST. Those are the creme de la creme, the very, very best that you could possibly go into. And they have a lot of the power players in this game. You have people from everything from like you have OST, you have SFC, you have NWO, you have like these high level clans. And then I also in like SFC, there's some people in the clan that I'm currently in, which is Kingdom 100, FOC. And they're also in there. Like, if you're in a top 25 level clan, you probably have some people that are currently sitting in this SFC group or this OST group. And OST is very selective, but it's also to where they like power players, at least with this little seasonal outcome. So this would be tier 1 level groups. Now, if you're like, okay, well, what does that mean? How does that affect you and everything? Let's look at who exactly has gotten to G9 so far. So we're going to look at this one, scrolling down. Look at who is unlocked G9. And then if you look at their, clan or whatever. So we have SFC, SFC, SFC. Keep looking. More SFC, SFC, SFC. And the only reason why I say that is because I've memorized their darn emblem at this point. And then you got a few other clans, but more SFC, more SFC, more SFC, SFC. Now, this is not basically like, oh, well, SFC only has, high spending level people and everything. No, it's to where they have people that are getting these chests daily that have all this silver in it, and then they're basically fighting on every single event. So, whereas I was in MMM and I was doing usually one event, maybe two events a week where I was hitting it hard. So like the events that I was always going after was like your Arachne, your Ragnarok, and I was spending money on those. They're also doing Doomsday, they're doing the Ancient, they're doing all these other ones, the Armageddon, and they're going through and they're maxing out. And because of that, they can, because of the fact that they're getting all these chests, they can afford to go through and send wave after wave of guardsmen against Hellforge in order to be able to get better armor. So I have a buddy of mine that he was in Kingdom 113 with me and all, and he was talking to me, and he was just like, "Yeah, I got G9," and I'm like, "Holy crap, dude!" In the Beowulf Kingdom, he was in SFC and everything, and I'm just like, dude, how in the like how much money did you have to spend? He didn't have to spend nearly as much money as it would have cost me. He probably dropped. He didn't really confirm it, but he kind of insinuated it. It was probably around $3,000. But the reason why he was able to do it was because he was using all that silver that he was getting on a daily basis from all those chests, and he was able to jump from a G8 to a G9. See, your clan has a huge impact as far as like how far you're going to be able to progress in this game. So by talking about that, we can also go through and talk about like a tier 2 level clan, like an NWO, a like FOC, stuff like that. There's different clans that are built in all throughout. Like there's a EKV and all these other ones, TJG. Those are all tier 2 level clan. They're really well run and everything, but they're just not at the exact same level. Now, when you talk about open versus closed kingdoms, there's a big difference. So I'm going to travel back on over to my main, and I'm going to show you guys the difference and what exactly their expectations is. And I don't think any of this is really a trade secret or anything like that. So if they do have a problem with it, I highly apologize. It's just it articulates something that will really help a lot of people out, and that's why I'm hoping I get some forgiveness on this one. So in my clan that I joined, because I opened up my new like my own clan, and then I was debating it whether or not I should go through and run for king and help out Kingdom 113 and all this other kind of stuff. I decided that it was too chaotic in order to help me get further in the game. Not a knock against them, just makes it to where it's just like, hey guys, I can't really spend enough money in order to help you guys enough. So I decided to go through and apply to 5 different clans that were in might rankings for the top 25 in the world. So let's look clan ranking by kingdom. No. Clan rank, global clan ranking. There we go. Now, when you're on a global, like we're talking these open kingdoms and everything else like that, to where they have the highest of the high players, like GOD OST is the creme de la creme and all this other kind of stuff, but there's a lot of others that are actually pretty darn good. So when you're looking at these, like I am in FOC Bastards. They are ranked number 18 in might in the entire world right now. They're a good clan. There's also FOC Sword and all this other kind of stuff, and they're sitting at 13. So my original thought process was, hey, I want to join one of these guys in the top 25. I'm only a G8, but maybe they'd be willing to take me in, and then I'd be able to rise through the ranks and everything, and basically like accelerate on up to a higher level and get my G9, and also go through and be like a proven member of one of their clans. I don't have to be the best player in the world. I just want to be someone that like actually has played this game on a higher level. And let's face it, when you're in a kingdom that just barely opened up a month ago to the rest of the world, you're not playing at the highest level. You just aren't. So with this clan and everything, the FOC Bastards, They're really well run. They have it to where they have a lot of superiors and everything. I'm going to try and like, quickly just give you a little look behind the curtain and everything as to what exactly they do. So they have all these members and everything, but look at the amount of superiors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 superiors. Now, each one of these superiors is tasked with a different job. They have it to where, like, if you're running your clan in a really good way, you have at least 2 people that are in charge of recruiting. All they do is they basically look at other kingdoms, they look at other clans. They, a lot of times, they have spreadsheets that are basically, stacked on up with different people from different clans all over the world and tracking exactly how fast your might is rising. So if you look at a player and week over week or month over month, most of them are month over month, and you're looking at them and they're accelerating 20% a month, then that's a fast player. If you have it to where they're only accelerating at like 5% a month, then they are not a fast player. You want to have it to where you, like your like high tier 1 level clans are looking across the board at everyone and evaluating just how good of a prospect they are. They call it scouting in the NFL or in Major League Baseball or anything else like that. You have scouts that are out there that are constantly looking at other people in other areas. And then they bring you into the clan. They go through and they give you the welcome package and everything. Oh, this is the chats, the monitor, and all this other kind of stuff. Like in this one, it's Sir Brad, very very nice guy and all. And then also, oh gosh, what was his name? I talked to 2 people. Koifin or whatever is a very very nice person also. Drisky something, I don't know. Anyways. But in a clan, they usually have it to where there's like 2 people in charge of recruiting. And then you have also other people that are working on like, oh, this person is only in charge of how many chests are being opened. Or it might be 2 people that, how many chests are being contributed by each person. So I'm going to give you guys a little look behind the curtain and everything like that. And please don't judge or please don't go through and put this out. But it's a very, very good idea. And I think that they don't mind going through and having it to where like other people have some appreciation for it. So in their clan, there's this one thing called, bastards, chest count or whatever. So I'm going to try and skip to that, blah, 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 blah. Not going to show you what exactly everybody's doing. No. Aha, there it is. Okay, so this clan basically went through and broke down as far as like how many points a person needs to contribute in a 2-week period in order to have it to where they are helping out the clan in an adequate way. And that is your marker as to whether or not you can stay in the clan. You need to hit that point, and otherwise they're going to probably go through and bump you down to a lower level clan or something like that. So when you're thinking like 8,000 points, like what does that mean? And I was thinking like, do I do 8,000 chests? Because that could be really, really expensive. They have it to where like, depending upon the level of the crypt or the level of the citadel, you get different points. So if you notice, the common crypts are at a lower level, and then you have rare crypts that go a little bit higher, epic crypts that go even higher, and then citadels, you have different ones that you need to unlock, that you need to destroy in order to be able to get to the rare crypts in order to be able to unlock them. This is an extremely well-run clan because they break it down for you. They have it to where they are monitoring exactly what you're doing. And then they go through and give you an idea as far as like, hey, I need to be hitting more crypts, or I need to be doing this, or I need to be doing that. And so that you're actually making sure everybody in the clan is going through and progressing. In a clan that is well run, you have it to where everybody is helping. If you're in a clan that is not well run, it's a few people that are doing all the work and all the rest of the people that are freeloading. Or it's not to where it's completely full and then you only have a few people to where they're kind of doing something. Now, granted, there is clans that are devoted towards social players. All they want to do is socialize and joke around and everything else like that. And that's fine. If you have no money and everything like that, go for a lower level clan. This is basically the setup of a tier 1 level clan. That means that you are going to progress no matter what in this clan extremely fast due to the fact that they have this set up in order to basically, like, you know, make sure that everybody is contributing. You're not going to have freeloaders that are basically doing nothing and sitting there and just collecting and all, because they're going to be able to find it out real quickly and then they're going to get rid of you, which is awesome because of the fact that it tells everybody that you are valued, that we are watching, and that you will go through and like gain while you're in this clan. Now, OST, God, other ones like that, the MII or whatever, Midgard or whatnot, they all have setups like this to where they are monitoring what exactly their players are doing in order to ensure that they're actually progressing in the game. So if you're thinking about like, okay, well, how do I get to one of these high level, clans or whatever? Well, you have a few different choices. Number one is to where you create one or you inspire your leaders in order to adopt more of this type of perspective. And if you're in like a closed kingdom, like something that's just starting out, then it's going to be to where, hey, we got to lower the amount of points that the people are expected to get, cut them a little bit of slack, because this is like high level, stuff. You have people that are G8, G9 for the majority of the entire clan. I think that there's maybe there's maybe like 3 players that are not G8 in this entire clan. That means that like they're not able to probably go through and hit archaeology for like a rare crypt level 30 or something like that, or an epic crypt level 35, which is fine. It just means that like, hey, we got to lower the threshold for these different, crypts and what exactly the point value is. And then that's something to where your leaders can work at it and everything. But the other way that you get into a clan like this, you basically are going to have to go through and quickly accelerate through the game and get to one of these clans. And it's going to be tough because you're going to be spending money. You're going to be stuck in clans that are not as good and everything. But then you eventually get to one of these clans and then you can truly become a top level player in this game. Okay, so this is a tier 1 level clan that I went to. In my old clan, I would go through and say that they are a tier 2. They're giving you probably about 1,500 chests a day, depending upon the level of it and everything. They might have a few newbies and everything, but they're lower level chests that you're opening up. In the tier 1 level clan, common crypt 25, rare 30, epic 30, and 35 is all the darn time. Almost every single chest that I ever open up is either orange, red, or yellow level chest. Now, granted, they do have actual names and everything, but, who cares? But anyways, all the chests are huge. They are giving you massive rewards and everything like that. So it's not just, oh, well, in my clan, they give us 2,500 chests. Are they level 5 crypts? Are they level 10 crypts? Because that's going to make a big, huge difference. Like, I can go through and, do 2,500 crypts in a day by myself, just hitting level 5 crypts and everything. But if I really want to go through and accelerate in the game and have other people accelerate in my clan, especially people on my level now, then you need to basically be hitting level 20, level 25, level 30, level 35. That's where you need to get to. So the clan is going to have a huge difference on how much money you're spending, because like I will be able to grow in this game just as fast as I was before, purely based upon the fact that I'm in a better clan. I don't have to spend the money that I did before. Instead of me saying to like my wife and everything, like, hey honey, I'm going to have to spend like, $1,500 this month or something like that on this game. I could go through and say I spent $100 this month on this game, and I'm still going to hit G9 within a few months. That's the difference. You go through and you get into the right clan and everything, you're going to get helped out a lot. Now, a tier 3 level clan is more like a clan that's probably giving you about 500 chests a day. They're of any kind and everything like that. They might be like, level 5 crypts, level 10 crypts, level 15, whatever. And then you might have a few high level players and everything, but they're not giving you very much. When I was sitting in Beowulf Kingdom, I was in a clan that, yeah, they have players that are huge on their main account and everything, but on their Beowulf account, they're not devoting the time and attention to it that would basically make them a higher level tier. And so, because of that, I wasn't getting the support in order to go through and get it to where I could hit that G9 for something less than $7,000 or $8,000. And so I ended up actually having a conversation with somebody on the game, and she was just like, hey, tell you what, instead of you going through and like spending all that money on that stuff, how about you just take me to Vegas and we could just go hang out? I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea. Instead of me spending $7,000 or $8,000 on G9 and Beowulf and everything, don't get me wrong, very, very tempting, and the prizes from it are awesome. I was in the wrong clan, just pure and simple. So the final level of clan and everything like that, I would call them the Dog Crab clan, would be basically a clan that you get into at the very beginning of the game. You're maybe hitting like 200 chests a day if you're lucky. And that's fine because, I mean, it's still 200 chests more than nothing. So when you're thinking about like, okay, I'm starting out the game, what level clan do I need to get into? Because a lot of the videos, are basically specific to lower level players. You need to get into any clan first. Doesn't matter what their level is. I mean, granted, you always shoot for the moon. It's like, hey, I'm going on out to a club and everything like that. I'm not going to get the 400-pound pimple popping freaking ugly dude and everything at the bar. I'm going for the like guy in a suit and everything like that looks like he can basically spend money on just about anything. Like if you're a female or a gay guy or whatever. If you're a guy, you don't go for the really fat, ugly woman and everything. You go for the really hot woman or whatever. You get my idea. You go for above your weight class. Especially when you're picking a clan, you're going to try and aim for something a little bit higher than what you would normally think that you could get into, just because that clan is going to accelerate you faster. So if you're just starting out the game, go for a tier 3 level clan. Some clan that in a closed kingdom or whatever, or even an open kingdom, they're doing that 500 chests plus a day and everything else like that because they are still helping you. But don't expect your clan to basically be going through and doing what this clan does for me. Like, every single time I open this up, it's like, oh, I got 168 gifts waiting for me. And then, hey, look at this. Level 20 crypt, level 25 citadel, level 25 crypt, orange, purple, red. I mean, it's a level 30. Orange. A lot of purple. I mean, there's still level 20 though. Rare crypts. Level 20 citadels. But like, think about this, and I'll go through and open one for you. Level 30 Citadel. Let's open it. Okay, so that was like millions in food. This is about 1 million in lumber or whatever. I mean, it's just huge amounts and everything that you're getting from these. And like, that's all the freaking time. That's like a few thousand in gold right there. If you're in a tier 1 level clan, you're going to be getting huge fat stacks of stuff and everything just from being in that clan. Now, granted, you're going to have expectations on what you need to do, and you will have to devote more time per week in order to make sure that you are hitting the requirements for that clan. But it's something to where if not everybody is buying in, then the clan is not going to do very well. So, like in Kingdom 113, there's this one clan that all their players are accelerating pretty darn nicely and everything. They're not a tier 1 level clan or whatever, but they are definitely a tier 2 clan, and they have a very encouraging leader. The name of the clan is TBC. They do things right. They help each other out and everything like that. They don't even have requirements on each other, but they all are go-getters that are trying to increase. That is a tier 2 level clan. Very good. If you can get into something like that, I highly recommend it. If you're in a lower level clan and everything and you want to up your game, shoot for a higher level clan. If your clan's only putting out 700 to 1,000 chests a day, go for a 1,500 to 2,000 chests a day type of clan. Because the biggest issue in this game for everyone is how much money are you going to spend on it. If you are in a good clan, you have to spend a lot less money in order to basically go through and accelerate in this game. I can do absolutely no spending in this game, like right now, and have it to where I will at least progress to G9 within the next like 5 months. I did the math behind it. How much Valor per week? I need 80, 80 trillion more and everything. If I was to get just the amount of silver that I'm getting from the chests that this clan gives me every single day, every single week, figure out the amount of silver, break that down into, if I sent those guardsmen up against Arachne and I used my 3 top level captains, how much valor would I get from that? And then go through and divide the total amount of basically the valor needed to go up to G9 by that amount. And then you could figure out roundabouts, this is how long it's going to take me in order to get there. You guys get my idea? So please go through, and when you're starting out the game, or even like, further on into the game, pick the right clan. I can't emphasize that enough. If you're not in the right clan, you're going to spend a ton of money. You're going to end up hating the game. And it should be a clan that, 1, accelerates your growth, and 2, they also fit your personality style. If you can't conversate with the people, if you can't joke with them or whatever. Some people, they want to be able to joke around. Some clans are very serious. Some clans are not. Just because they're not serious doesn't mean that they aren't go-getting growth type of clans. This clan that I'm currently in has a lot of people that like to joke around, but they also know how to grow. So it fits my personality to a T. That is all for this video about clans and the right way to pick them and everything like that. I'm sorry that there wasn't much, different visual effects that go into this, but it's to where clan selection is vastly important. So please pick the right one whenever you're going through and playing this game. With that, if you haven't gone through and liked, commented, or subscribed, any comments that you do leave, I will get to them. It does take me a little bit. I just got done with a nice batch of surgeries and all on my eyes and everything. But now I'm able to focus on this game a heck of a lot more. So I will be doing a lot more videos in the coming days. You guys have a good night, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.